Good afternoon. Those of you who have been to our board meetings in the past knows that on occasion I do open the meeting with some sort of introductory statement. So I would like to thank each of you for being here today. Obviously, I think we all are aware of the importance of any of the decisions that the Board of Trustees make. Please know that we don't make decisions lightly, and that for many of us, for most of us, the decisions we make weigh heavy on our minds. Many times, many days, long after those decisions have been made. And it is such an event that brings us back here today. After yesterday's meeting, one of our board members approached me to discuss how this board could go about reconsidering or otherwise rescinding the action taken regarding the memorandum of agreement between the Jackson Public School District and the Mississippi Department of Education. After consulting with our legal counsel and the superintendent about how best to go about readdressing the board's actions from yesterday, we determined that Robert's Rules of Order dictate that we cannot conduct a reconsideration of an action after the meeting in which that action was voted on, after that meeting has adjourned. I have been advised by our legal counsel that the most appropriate process to handle this request is for this board to call a special meeting to consider rescinding yesterday's action regarding the approval of the memorandum of agreement between JPS and MPE. If rescinded and appropriately moved, take up the question again to approve the MOA between said parties. Having said that, we will start this meeting. And I'll call this meeting to order. I do establish that we have a quorum. All 7 members are present. Board members, have you had a chance to review the agenda? The chair will accept a motion for adoption of the agenda.
Madam Chair, for the adoption of the agenda.
Second. It's been moved and properly seconded by Board members Linda Rush and Mrs. Cassino that we adopt the agenda presented here before us today. All in favor? 7. Thank you. That brings us to information action items. As just explained in the opening, we have a recommendation to rescind the board's action at a special call meeting on October 29, 2012, concerning the memorandum of agreement between the Mississippi Department of Education and the Jackson Public School District. Is there a motion for this action, for approval of this action?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded by Board members Mrs. Cassino and Dr. Overburden that we approve the recommendation to rescind the board's action at a special call meeting on October 29, 2012, concerning the memorandum of agreement between the Mississippi Department of Education and the Jackson Public School District. Are we ready for the vote? All in favor? 4. All against? 3. Okay. And item passes. That brings us to the second item under information action items, and that is the recommendation to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Mississippi Department of Education and the Jackson Public School District. Is there a motion for approval of this item?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded by Board members Dr. Overburden and Mrs. Cassino that we approve the recommendation to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Mississippi Department of Education and the Jackson Public School District. Board members, are you ready for the vote? Discussion?
Yeah.
Mrs. Burke, followed by Dr. Sherman.
Thank you, Madam President. Dr. Draco, board members. First, let me say that the academic achievement and well-being of our children is a paramount amount importance to all of us. I serve on this board as a part-time basis, but I'm a full-time advocate for children and families. This MOU places JPS in an almost untenable position, meaning that the Mississippi Department of Education will guide, direct, hire staff, require revisions if, in their opinion, they deem it necessary to revision efforts and to require staff revisions, and to work with JPS to correct deficiencies. It places a person inside JPS to oversee the entire process through next year. And even though this collaborative process will have occurred, at the end of the day, MDE can step away and render non-compliance decision, which I understand. What I find untenable is any agreement that denies due process. And while I'm able to abide by a number of other undesirable components in this MOU for the greater good, I would never sign away our rights to due process. It's almost un-American.
Introduction.
I need to get a little bit better understanding.
Dr. Schumer, can you speak a little louder over the air conditioning, please?
I need some understanding with this memorandum of agreement. Is there a guarantee with this memorandum of agreement that MD will not remove our accreditation? Let me ask our attorneys.
Yes, can our legal team speak? No, sir, there is no guarantee.
So even if we agree to this memorandum of agreement, next week or next month or certainly at the end of this agreement, if they're inclined, they can remove our accreditation.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
What sort of appeal process will we have if they remove our accreditation?
What the agreement provides is that the Mississippi Board of Education, at its discretion, could grant us another appeal hearing.
So it will be entirely at the discretion of the Mississippi Department of Education whether or not we can appeal this or not.
Under the agreement, yes. What we had discussed, this is the Board of Education. What we have also discussed with the lawyers and us among us is that even under the agreement as it was written, we thought that there was at least a legal argument that to the extent that the order of the commission and the hearing that was previously held back in the spring, during April and May, had to do with whether or not the district had reached compliance as of that time. And then the end result of that hearing was that the district would be granted an extension to November 1. MDE essentially took the position that that was the only hearing that we were entitled to have. We take the position, however, and we still take the position that there was no hearing either by the Commission on Accreditation or before the Board of Education with regard to whether or not the district had reached compliance for the period of May when that order was entered to November 1, and then again with regard to the period that would be extended to June 30th. So what I would tell you is that although the agreement itself states that we would only have a hearing before the Board of Education, we do think that there is at least an argument that we can make that we might have another chance at it.
Will our approving this memorandum of agreement strengthen or weaken our legal options?
Well, I guess, are you talking about our appeal options
Our
in
appeal
particular?
options, yeah.
Well, with regard to whether or not we have an automatic right of appeal, I'd have to say it weakens it.
So, essentially, what we get out of this memorandum of agreement is, what do we get out of this agreement?
Ultimately, we get a longer period of time until June 30th of 2013 to try to reach compliance with issues of non-compliance that were raised with the November 2010 complaint that was filed, a systemic complaint. We also bring under here an opportunity to reach compliance under, if you recall, indicators 11 and 12, for which the district is also under a plan of improvement. We had a deadline for that of December 1, so we did an extension on that also to reach compliance in those areas.
But MD still could remove our accreditation at any time.
Yes, sir. Well, not at any time. We have the extension until June 30th of 2013. So unless we breached the agreement in some respect, they would not have an opportunity to snatch our accreditation.
Only until June 30th would they be able to remove our accreditation, assuming we continue progress toward compliance.
Yes, sir, and we weren't in breach in some other aspect of the agreement.
Madam President.
Mr. Collins?
Attorney Chairman, not that I am excuse me, hard of hearing by any means, but for the benefit of the general public, people who will be listening and folks who are here today, do we or do we not have any clear appeal rights on this agreement?
In terms of mandatory or automatic appeal rights, no, sir.
I think that's important for the public to know. I've just always been of the opinion, and I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. In this country, we are afforded certain rights, and to just voluntarily give up those rights, it's going to be bad policy for JPS. That was my position yesterday. It is my position today. Just a further statement, Madam President. This is a bad agreement for a whole host of different reasons. I don't think that we've done a well enough job from JPS's standpoint painting that picture, because people are getting the impression that we as a board are sitting here just making willy-nilly decisions on behalf of our children without giving any sincere thought to it. Nobody can question my passion for children. You may do it, but I know me better than anyone. And so what I want to say is that this is very difficult to me. The way that the state has dealt with us, and in what to me is not a very collaborative manner. In my opinion, anytime you enter negotiations, Dr. Gray, negotiations are just that, negotiations. And that they shouldn't be tilted so much to one side. If one side says, well, I can't accept this or accept that, then the negotiation's over. This is apparently what we have as a part of this agreement. I think it is sad on my behalf to say that this body is going to be able to engineer enough folks to accept this, but I was opposed to it yesterday, I was opposed to it from its outset, and I'll be opposed to it today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. This is Melvin.
I think it's incumbent upon me to say that although I'm extremely dissatisfied with the lack of compromise that JPS received from the State Department regarding its request of several of the MOA items, I feel the loss of the district's accreditation would be too much of a negative impact on our remaining 29,000 plus students. It is the responsibility of the board, as we all know, to do what it feels is in the best interest of the students we serve. After much thought, much sincere and prayerful thought, I'm willing to rescind my no vote for approval of the MOA.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Can our attorney speak to any information or indication that we've received from MDE? What action would be taken by them should we not approve this agreement?
Well, the information that we got from the Department of Education was that if the board failed to sign the agreement by 5 o'clock today, the accreditation would be pulled as of November 1st.
Thank you. And And Dr. Gray, could you speak to whether or not the district is, as of today, or would be as of November 1st, in compliance with the CAP and/or IRS indicators for level of trust?
Madam Chair and Board of Trustees, we have made tremendous progress toward reaching our goals. Last indication that I received that we would not be able to make the November 1st event.
Thank you. Dr. Schumer?
Let me sort of understand this. In other words, MD is unwilling to compromise on giving us an automatic right to appeal. And in an effort to force us to give up that opportunity for automatic appeal, they have told us that they will remove our accreditation.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Are there any other questions or comments?
Madam President, I
Mr.
certainly
Collins.
don't wish to belabor the point. Thank you so much. Dr. Gray, again, for my purposes and for purposes of the general public, can you relate to us why you think this is such a good agreement for JPS?
Madam Chair and Board of Trustees and Mr. Collins, if I say this frankly, then the way I would say it is, if we don't sign the agreement, then we don't get the extension, which means the accreditation is approved. We've worked very hard to achieve the original deadline, but we really just need more time to come into compliance. And that's really the long and short of it. The department, my understanding, is willing to work with us, to continue to work with us, to receive this compliance, to reach this compliance. My plea to them simply was that we needed more time. And they said you could get more time as long as you sign the agreement. So we do need more time in order to reach that, and I see this as that opportunity.
What, without having to go into it too much today, what have been some of the encumbrances in terms of us not being able to come into compliance? What did you think?
For that, I would have to ask Dr. Madison to come up and share. She may be in the field. She's in the field.
I think that's important also for the general public to know in terms of why we haven't gotten to a certain level. Thank you, Madam.
Are there any other questions, comments, discussion? I think we have a motion on the floor. Are we ready for the vote? Ms. Martha, would you restate the motion, please? I think it's going to be the motion to approve the memorandum of agreement between any additional time. I believe the motion is to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Mississippi Department of Education and the Jackson Public School District. Are we ready for the vote? All in favor? All opposed? It's 4 in favor, 3 opposed. Are there any executive session matters? Motion for adjournment? It's been moved and properly second by Board Members Linda Rush and Mr. Tim Collins that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor? Second. Okay. We are so adjourned.